Well, we're in a very, very, very important report here. Already you have seen many of my reports. On the top of this chart, you can see that before we go into this report, it is imperative to remind you about the data that already has been shown to you in many of my reports. Items 1 to 6. From the beginning, the correct holy name, Yahweh, was deleted in all of the Bibles and replaced with Lord, L-O-R-D, or Hashem for the Jews. Lord, L-O-R-D, led to the Jesus doctrine in the New Testament, which is false. See item 4. Item 2. Most of the books, the first 5 books, were not written as claimed by the Jews and as claimed by the secret societies of this world. The ancient Israel does not exist. It was destroyed in 721 BC and 586 BC, and Yahweh chooses a new second group to retain the name Israel. There was no Day of Atonement authorized by Yahweh, the living creator God, no Yom Kippur. All of this dogma came out of the Egypt temple cult. Item 4. There was no blood sin sacrifices authorized by Yahweh, the living creator God, to Moses. And you will see in the Old Testament many verses that allege that Yahweh spoke to Moses about the blood sacrifices. That is a lie. This dogma by the satanic forces to lead up to the Son of God sacrifice 2,000 years later, Jesus, which is also false and is a carryover from Horus and the Osiris, Egypt temple cult worship. Item 5. Jesus is personified by Satan. There will be no second coming, and except for a gigantic hoax that they will put onto the world. And there is no Antichrist. Yahweh's got millions of people looking to identify who the Antichrist is. Item 6. The New World Order, UN, global religion, will be to worship Lucifer. And I've given you a report on that those who wish to enter the New World Order have to swear an oath to Lucifer. Now the paper's already laying the foundation for the claiming, and they claim, of course, Jesus is the son of Lucifer. The Masons, Illuminati, Secret Society cartel, they control all religions and governments, and they, with United Nations, New World Order, NATO, CFR, Trilateral Commission, and the Vatican, all worship Lucifer as God. They call him the great architect of the universe. Now that has been given to you over the last year. Please look at those reports so that you will understand this report. Now we're up to chart 2, all about the coming deception by Lucifer. There's items 1, 2, and 3, and I'll go through them with you slowly. The Masons, Illuminati, Secret Society, the secret government cloned humans by a process perfected in the world's largest and most advanced biogenetic research laboratories in Los Alamos, and these are referred to as the DUMBs, deep underground military bases. The ruling elite humans now have their own disposable slave race. Item 2. Like the alien Greys, the United States government secretly impregnated female women, then removed the hybrid fetus after a 3-month time period before accelerating their growth in laboratories. And you can see that in this picture. 3. The biogenetic DNA manipulation programming is then instilled. They are implanted and controlled at a distance through the RF radio frequency transmissions. The RFID chips are planned to be introduced on all peoples on the earth in the year 2016. That's not far away. And already they're making it mandatory to vaccinate everybody. And if they don't get vaccinated, the people will not get any government payout. There's a little note there from Yahweh on the right-hand side. Yahweh, the living creator God, said, I gave a soul to the people and a spirit to those who walk on the earth. I will remove the prisoners who are dwellers in darkness from the dungeons. And you will see in this report that those that are thinking that they're safe down in the DUMBs, Yahweh is going to ultimately destroy them. Now in chart 3 gives you more details. Item 1, the DOLF base is known as the Biogenetics Laboratory, including atomic manipulation, cloning, human psychic research, advanced mind control, animal and human crossbreeding, visual and audio chip implantations, and the abduction of the feeding of human beings and children to feed the aliens. There are multi-armed and multi-legged humans and several cages and vats of humanoid bat-like creatures, and some of these bat-like creatures are up to 7 feet tall, and I'm going to give you more details of that in this report. Item 2, the 4th level in the DOLS for human psychic dream manipulation, hypnosis, telepathy, mind control. Witnesses have described that there are humans contained in amber liquid with human body parts. On the 5th level, there's thousands of cages holding men, women and children which will be used as food for the aliens. Aliens have perfected the ability to take a person's soul out of their body and put it into storage. Now this gives the aliens access to a human body, take over the body as it's still alive, as a body for them to walk in, and it's called walking in. In America alone, there's over 350,000 people that disappear each year, and the USA government and the media cover it up. And many of these poor people end up in these DMUBs. Now, chart 4, item 1, 2, and 3. In item 1, you've got a published report that the United States Energy Secretary, John Harrington, named the Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory and New Mexico's Los Alamos National Laboratory to house the new Advanced Genetic Research Centers as a part of the project to decipher human genome. And this they have already done. The genome holds the genetically coded instructions that guide the transformation of a single cell, such as a fertilized eggs, and turning it into a biological organism. Now you're going to see more of these in the pictures of this report. Up to chart 5. And we're still talking about the deception by Lucifer and the great, terrible things that are going to happen in the end of days. Concerning this evil at the end of days, it's referred to in the Bible as the mute abomination. The ruling elite have been telling the world that Yahweh, the living creator God, doesn't exist. And yet they have, from this lie, they've been able to push forward their evolution theory against creation. Item 2, Yahweh says, it will be on that day that Yahweh will deal with the host of heaven in heaven. But he will deal with the kings and the leaders of the earth on the earth. And they will be gathered together as captives in a dungeon, and they will be imprisoned in their prison. Now, obviously, he's going to close them up in the DUMB, Deep Underground Military Bases. And you can read that yourself in Isaiah 24, verses 17 through to 23. Now we're up to chart 6. And I just want to tell you that as I had to write up these details, I couldn't stop crying. It's unbelievable what these ruling elite, these evil psychopathic people who control the world, it's unbelievable what they're doing. Anyway, item 1. The Greys want to take over the planet and impose a slave society to ultimately serve their empire. But they need the Illuminati International's economic connections to do so. And the Illuminati, that's the Masons cartel, wants the same thing. But they realise that they also need the alien mind control and abduction technology to accomplish their goals. And item 2. And yet both of these, the humans and the aliens, controlled by Lucifer, the ghosts of everything, who are of a quasi-physical, etheric or energy beings who have been seen, overseeing and directing the actions in these laboratories. Remember that the Bush administration and the current administration are the Illuminati, also by Sherry Shriner, Democrat John Kerry. Our government is controlled by the alien human agenda, and there's joint human and underground bases. That's in a book by Sherry Shriner, and you should go into Google and read more of what she has published. Now, chart 7. And I must add, you're looking at a being that has been genetically modified. It's a hybrid of an alien. But look, it's got the bird of a head of a bird. Let's have a look at this. Item 1. The alien Greys, the US government secretly impregnated females, now I've already told you this, with the hybrid fetuses and pull them out after 3 months. Now there's something that I want to just say to you about this in item 2. There's many humans that are also being implanted with brain transceivers. These act as a telepathic communication channel and telemetric brain manipulation devices. This network was developed and initiated by DARPA, D-A-R-P-A, and 2 of the procedures were RHIC You can Google this and get more information. And Edom, electronic dissolution of memory. They also developed the ELF and the EM wave propagation equipment, which affect the nerves. It can cause nausea, fatigue, irritability, and notice that, even death. Now, when these people don't play ball and they've got control through these devices, they can just switch it off and cause them to die. This research into biodynamic relationships has produced a technology that can change the genetic structure as well. This is so terrible. It is so horrific. It's almost, well, it'll be practically very hard or impossible for you to believe that the psychopath. Now, when you look at this evidence, and I bring to your attention that I gave you reports that the dinosaurs were mutants, they were infertile, and they were man-made creations from the fallen angels. Now, I've given to you earlier in this report that there are some humanoid, crossbreed alien, bat-like creatures that are up to 7 feet tall. There's a picture of one. And in my mind, that's what they'll use flying around the sky as a myriad of angels that are going to come with a fake second coming of Jesus, which will be a hologram. The Dolph's base is known as a biogenetics laboratory, and as I've given you already, it's about atomic manipulation, cloning, human psychic research, advanced mind control, animal with human crossbreeding, visual and audio chip implantations, and the abduction and feeding of human beings and children to the aliens. There are multi-armed and multi-legged humans, and in several cages and vats, humanoid bat-like creatures that are up to 7 feet tall. There's absolutely no doubt that these psychopathic rulers of the world, who are absolute criminals and being influenced only by demonic, satanic powers, they've done everything to take away the creation of everything by Yahweh, the living creator God. They've done everything to hide and conceal millions of giants that have been unearthed all over the world, so that you don't understand the beginning of things. They've done their best to give you silly stories of evolution, and I've given you several reports that debunk what they have given to the world. And here you are, no doubt in my mind, looking at the way they have prepared what will be known as the Great Deception at the end of days.